One question, yes or no. Is Boris Johnson honest?
Sometimes. There have been some really severe issues, and I think that he has paid a price for that.
There was a number of reasons that I resigned, but trust and honesty was part of that.
He has been very clear himself that he made mistakes in government, but he had a huge range of achievements.
Is Boris Johnson an honest man?
Sharon's question was about public services, and are we going to fund public services like the NHS properly?
Yes,
and you know what? When the NHS needed the resources to tackle these unbelievable backlogs to reform social care, I did a difficult thing to make sure that the NHS got the money it needed, and you voted against it.
To be
that's reality.
To be fair to you, Rishi, what we did is we had a long conversation about it, and you set out your position, and I asked why on earth this was going to be necessary, and you told me because the boss wanted it. Now, the reality is...
It's a really good question. Why should the public trust us? We haven't exactly covered ourselves in glory, and it has, on occasion, looked like we were doing this for ourselves. That's not true. But one of the things that we have done wrong is we keep telling people what they want to hear because it's the easy thing to do.
COVID is a 1-in-100-year event. We need to pay for it over the long term. I think it's wrong that ordinary people are bearing the brunt of all of that cost of COVID so soon.
There's no such thing as COVID debt. Debt is debt. And the answer to too much borrowing can't be yet more borrowing. It's as simple as that. The most pressing economic priority for the new Prime Minister and the new government is to grip inflation.
We have inflation because of our monetary policy, that we haven't been tough enough on the monetary supply.
But borrowing your way out of inflation isn't a plan, it's a fairy tale.
I've not done what other candidates have done and said that I will reduce a load of taxes, including the national insurance.
Penny, I thought you said you hadn't promised tax cuts. I thought you had said that there should be a dramatic reduction in VAT on petrol and also an increase in all the income tax thresholds. I think that's been costed at something like £15 billion.
I'm slightly surprised because I was the only one who didn't vote for the rise in national insurance, and it now seems everybody agrees with me.
Some people who are born male go through a process and are issued at the end of that process with a legal document in their new gender. But that does not mean they are identical to me. They are legally recognised in law, but they are not biological women. I don't believe that we should be on an equal footing in sport. I've never been in favour of self-ID.
Kemi Badenoch, do you accept Penny Mordaunt's account, her memory of what happened and what her position was?
I find it difficult too, because when I took over as Equalities Minister in 2020, the policy that was being pushed was self-ID. So I don't understand how that would have changed unless someone else did it. Energy is a subject that worries me a lot. I grew up in Nigeria where there were rolling blackouts every single day. There still are. I know what it's like not to be able to turn on the lights. So it terrifies me seeing how high bills are going. I think one of the things that we can easily do is remove some of the green levies. We do need to tackle climate change, but I think the crisis that we're dealing with now comes first.
We do need to remove the green energy levy and find a better way of delivering our net zero targets, because we're hammering consumers, but we're also hammering businesses. And our number one priority should be getting more economic growth.